Now we're excited to welcome Anthony Bartolo, who is standing by with a dynamic panel to talk AI. Anthony, over to you.
Hey everyone, I'm Anthony Bartolo, Senior Cloud Advocate with Microsoft, and today I'm joined by an esteemed panel to discuss the ethical use and management of AI. Let's go around the virtual table and have everybody introduce themselves.
Hi, my name's Eric Boyd. I lead the AI platform team here at Microsoft.
Hi, everyone. My name is Mira Lane. I'm the Director of Ethics and Society at Microsoft.
Hi there, I'm Rob Mosseri. I lead a central data science and engineering team in the Windows and Devices group.
I'm Sarah Bird, and I lead responsible AI in the cognitive services.
So Eric, Microsoft has made huge organizational investments in responsible AI and has become central to how we build our products today. How does Microsoft's approach to responsible AI directly benefit our customers? And what does it mean for IT professionals in the audience in terms of enabling organizations in the way that they use our products responsibly?
Yeah, thanks. It's a great question. I mean, I've talked to a lot of our customers and really heard from them that they're really grappling with and struggling with how do they develop and deploy AI in a really responsible manner. And one of the things that we've done is that we've built a lot of tools and practices, but even more important, the innovation that we've enabled in the software applications that they're trying to connect with. And so by working with our customers and showcasing exactly how we've done this work, how we've taught our teams, and how our investments are paying off internally, and using the exact same tools that we use internally and making them available through Azure Machine Learning, they can go and do these exact same things. And so it's really helping our customers build and deploy their AI-based applications with the confidence that they know they've done this in a really responsible manner. We've made huge organizational investments in how we build our products in a responsible way, and we're really looking to make sure we can share and connect that with all of the customers that we have across Azure and across Microsoft.
So Rob, what can you tell us about some of the interesting technical innovations your data science team is doing to put this into practice?
Yeah, thanks, Anthony. Before I talk about technology, just some context. The world is depending more and more on AI and machine learning systems for prediction, decision support, and automation. It's true in many industries. It's certainly true for Microsoft, our customers, and partners. As those decisions and actions have higher stakes, it becomes more important that we can explain the reasons behind the decisions and actions to meet commitments we have on fairness, reliability, safety, accountability, privacy, and security. In the case of Windows, we're using machine learning to help assess the quality of the product and to improve customer experiences. So for example, with Windows updates, we train and use machine learning models to predict the impact of those updates on system reliability and performance. And that might determine how quickly we update a customer's device. So we want to understand the why behind these predictions to help the Windows engineers, the people who build Windows, prioritize what to work on and determine the best course of action to take. And so this is where technology like interpretability tools come in. We need to understand the features that impact the model, both globally for the population and for individual predictions or classifications. And this is important at training time to build trust and for debugging the models, but also in production to understand how the model's performing, making decisions in the wild. Interpretability can help with detecting fairness issues, meeting regulatory compliance, and providing transparency. So my team, along with Microsoft Research and the Azure ML team, invested in something that we call Interpret ML. It's an open source package, also available in Azure ML, that brings together multiple state-of-the-art machine learning interpretability techniques. We use it both to train interpretable glass box models and to also explain black box systems like the update system I described. So for glass box models, Interpret ML includes the explainable boosting machine, which is an interpretable model developed in Microsoft Research. This uses modern machine learning techniques like bagging, gradient boosting, automatic interaction detection, building on generalized additive models. It makes explainable boosted machine as accurate as state-of-the-art black box techniques, but with lossless explanations. So this is really helpful for understanding building models that can be easily understood and explained. Interpret ML also includes black box explainers, and these can explain any model after the fact with techniques like feature importance, explanation, exploration, and individual conditional expectation plots, integrating the best of breed methods like Lime and Shap, but also in an extensible way, so over time, more explainers can be added and you can add your own. So together, these methods have enabled our data scientists and engineers to create global explanations as well as understanding specific outcomes and which features are having the most impact on the results given inputs. So the end result for us is more responsible systems in production.
So Sarah, how does this play out on the ground? Are there any new product features here at Ignite that highlight how Microsoft product teams dealt with these issues in a responsible way?
Yeah, I'm glad that you asked. One of the ones that I think is an excellent showcase of how responsible AI can really lead to better products and innovation is our new spatial analysis features in the cognitive services. This is a capability that enables you to use video to analyze, for example, the traffic patterns of people in your store and understand, are they able to socially distance? Is there a place where there's a bottleneck and you might want to redesign things? Are there too many people in the store and we need to rate limit how many people can enter? And so obviously we can see why this is a very powerful and helpful feature, particularly at this time. However, it's also very sensitive where we're looking at people on videos and analyzing their patterns. And so when we started building this technology, we took responsible AI into account from the beginning. And so we did harms modeling exercises to help us better understand who are the different people that are going to have a relationship with this technology, who may be affected, what are the benefits we're really looking for, what are outcomes we would want to avoid. And armed with all of that thinking, we were able to design it into the product so that we could really enable the scenarios that we cared about and try to avoid the outcomes that would be less ideal. And so we did things like deploy on the Microsoft campus. We did user research, convened community juries, all to help us better understand how people related to this technology and what design differences would have an effect on how well it worked for them. And so after that, we worked directly with the customers that were deploying the technology and designed responsible deployment guidelines that help them best deploy the technology in a way that allows it to work well for the people in their buildings so they can have a good relationship with it as well and really help everyone achieve what they wanted to achieve. So we have the responsible deployment guidelines as well as all sorts of information to help you get the best accuracy and the best performance out of the system, all in the documentation of the system, so future customers can benefit as well. And so I think this is just a great example of how if you start with this thinking at the beginning of developing your product, it really can just shine throughout the product and you'll life cycle, and you'll end up with something that is just a better product and a better experience for customers to use.
And Mira, how can IT professionals help create a culture of responsible innovation in the organizations they support?
That's a really good question. And culture is just critical to think about right from the beginning. And it's important to build the right environment for this type of work. And creating a culture of responsible innovation involves an intentional process of inquiry. It's guided by principles. It's informed by human values. And as IT professionals, you're going to need to think through how your company's values and principles show up in the code that's developed and produced. And you are the gatekeepers, and you set the foundation for how people think about hard problems, how they anticipate the ways in which technology might be used, and the way that these considerations make their way into the models and the code that go out the door. So people will look to you for examples, they'll look to you for tools, best practices. And so you'll want to start assembling these kinds of guidelines as well as create mechanisms for people to ask questions and raise concerns and collaboratively work through some of those hard problems. And one way to think about this is to think about your ML ops as setting your engineering culture and practices into something concrete. It should account for the different roles needed to responsibly develop technology, from data scientists to engineers, designers, researchers, people collecting data, and people that are working on your corporate policies. And so we know that, in practice, models, they can break when they're deployed in the real world. We know that models sometimes fail to adapt to changes in the dynamics of the environment. So you have to think through how your system will handle these kinds of dynamics and proactively and reactively be able to create the right sort of checkpoints to think through and mitigate impact and harm. And so, AI is just one piece of the puzzle. It's what we're discussing in this moment. But if you were to zoom out, what we're really talking about is a holistic view of responsible innovation. And at Microsoft, we care about this holistic picture. We're building the tools to help you. We're continually sharing our learnings and best practices for you to leverage, and we're partners with you on this journey.
So, Eric, people want to learn more. What resources do we have for people to learn more about the ethical use of AI?
Absolutely. So just today, I published a blog in the Azure AI blog about how you can build powerful, responsible AI systems on top of Azure. And so you can go and find that, or you can always go to the Microsoft Responsible AI Resource Center.
And as an added bonus, this session and other sessions that circling around AI are all recorded and made available to you. You can go to session schedule right now and actually pull up the session on AI, and you'll actually be able to watch this. So next up, we're going to hand it over back to Karuna, who will be discussing the next steps in growing your IT career. Karuna, over to you.
Thanks, Anthony. I love seeing everyone talk about responsible AI. That was a fantastic conversation. I hope everybody checks out the blog and the resources that they were sharing. We've got more now.